You plant flowers in May, they look gorgeous for 2 weeks, then they're done and you're staring at empty pots wondering what went wrong. Meanwhile, your neighbor's garden looks like a magazine cover from June straight through October, and you have no idea how they're doing it. Here's the secret. They're not planting different flowers every month. They're planting the right flowers once, flowers that bloom non-stop for 6 months or more. Today, I'm revealing 8 flowers that will transform your garden from a 2-week wonder into a season-long showstopper. These aren't high-maintenance divas, they're workhorses that keep blooming no matter what. Stick around for number 5. It actually gets more beautiful the hotter it gets and laughs at drought. And number 8, it reseeds itself so enthusiastically that you'll never need to plant it again. Let's dive in. Flower 1. Geraniums, the indestructible classic. Geraniums have been the go-to flower for a reason. They're basically impossible to kill, and they bloom from planting until hard frost. Why they're perfect? Geraniums tolerate heat, drought, neglect, and poor soil. They bloom in full sun or partial shade. They don't need deadheading to keep flowering. The bloom reality. Plant geraniums in May, and they'll bloom continuously for 5 to 6 months. We're talking hundreds of flower clusters from a single plant. Types to know. Zonal geraniums, classic type with round leaves, upright growth, large flower clusters, perfect for containers and beds. Ivy geraniums, trailing habit, perfect for hanging baskets, incredibly abundant flowers. Growing requirements, full sun to partial shade, 4 to 6 hours minimum, consistent moisture, don't let them dry out completely, perfect for hanging baskets, weekly feeding with diluted fertilizer, they're heavy feeders. The overwintering secret. Before frost, cut them back by half, pot up if needed, and bring them indoors to a sunny window. They'll bloom sporadically all winter and explode when returned outside in spring. Flower 2. Calibrachoa, million bells, the petunia's overachieving cousin. If you love petunias but hate how they get leggy by midsummer, Calibrachoa is about to become your new obsession. Why they're superior? Calibrachoa produces hundreds of tiny petunia-like flowers on compact, self-cleaning plants. They don't need deadheading. They don't get leggy. They just bloom and bloom. The production. One Calibrachoa plant can produce over 1,000 flowers during a season. Plants literally disappear under a blanket of blooms. Growing requirements. Full sun, 6+ hours minimum, consistent moisture, don't let them dry out completely. Perfect for hanging baskets. Weekly feeding with diluted fertilizer, they're heavy feeders. The trailing advantage. Calibrachoa cascades 12 to 18 inches. One plant in a 10-inch hanging basket creates a flower ball by mid-season. Colors. Every color imaginable. The Super Bells series is particularly vigorous. The common mistake. Calibrachoa needs more fertilizer than most flowers. Yellowing leaves usually mean iron deficiency. Use fertilizer with micronutrients. Flower number 3, petunias, the Wave series, when you choose the right variety. Regular petunias get leggy and stop blooming. Wave petunias, completely different plant. What makes them special? They're self-cleaning, self-spreading, and continuous blooming. They're ground covers covered in flowers. The spreading power. One wave petunia plant spreads 3 to 4 feet. One plant can fill a 3-foot wide area with continuous blooms. Series to choose. Wave, most vigorous spreaders. Easy Wave, compact, perfect for containers. Shock Wave, super compact for small pots. Growing requirements. Full sun, 6+ hours minimum. Regular watering, especially containers. Space 12 to 18 inches apart. Feed every 2 weeks. The midsummer reset. Cut them back by 1/3 in late July, feed them, and they'll rebound with massive new growth and blooms for fall. Climate? All regions as annuals. Bloom late spring through hard frost. Flower 4. Begonias, the shade-blooming champions. Most flowering plants need full sun. Begonias bloom prolifically in shade. Why they're game changers? Shady patio, north-facing balcony, spot under trees? Begonias are your answer. They bloom continuously for 6+ months where most flowers won't survive. Types for continuous blooming. Wax begonias, small flowers, compact plants, incredibly floriferous, the classic bedding begonia. Dragonwing begonias, larger leaves, arching habit, red or pink flowers in huge clusters, more dramatic. Growing requirements: partial shade to full shade, some tolerate morning sun, consistent moisture but not soggy, hate wet feet, well-draining soil is critical, monthly balanced fertilizer. The shade solution: in deep shade where nothing else blooms, wax begonias bloom continuously. Massed together, they create impressive displays. Climate: all regions as annuals, bloom spring through frost.
Flower 5. Lantana, the heat-loving butterfly magnet. This is the flower that gets better as summer gets hotter. While others wilt in 95-degree F heat, Lantana hits its stride. Why it's incredible? Lantana is drought-tolerant once established, heat-loving, and covered in flower clusters that change color as they age, creating a multicolor effect. The butterfly factor? Lantana is a butterfly magnet. Plant it and you'll have constant butterfly visitors. Also beloved by hummingbirds and bees. Growing requirements: full sun, the more the better. Drought-tolerant once established. Grows 2 to 4 feet tall and wide. Shear back by 1/3 in midsummer if leggy. Climate: zones 9 to 11 perennial, zones 3 to 8 annual, but worth growing every year. Varieties: trailing lantana, purple flowers, cascading habit, perfect for hanging baskets. Upright lantana, larger plants, more color options, great for borders. The color-changing magic: many lantanas start with yellow or pink flowers that age to orange or red. A single plant has multiple colors blooming simultaneously, visually stunning. Flower 6. Zinnias, the cut-and-come-again miracle. Zinnias have a secret: the more you cut them, the more they bloom. Why they're perfect? Zinnias grow fast from seed, 60 days to bloom, produce an insane number of flowers, and come in every color except blue. Incredibly easy, perfect for beginners. The cutting secret: when you cut zinnia flowers, the plant produces more stems and flowers. A single plant can produce 30 to 50 flowers over a season if you keep cutting. Growing requirements: full sun, non-negotiable, moderate water at soil level to prevent mildew, space 12 to 18 inches apart for air circulation, direct sow after frost or start indoors 4 to 6 weeks early. Disease management: choose mildew-resistant varieties like Profusion or Zahara series, water at soil level, ensure good air circulation. Height range: tall, 3 to 4 feet, Bennery's Giant for cutting gardens, medium, 2 feet, Zindella for borders, short, 8 to 12 inches, Profusion for containers. Climate: all regions as annuals, bloom midsummer through hard frost, 4 to 5 months. The self-seeding bonus: let some flowers go to seed at season's end, they'll self-seed and you'll have volunteer zinnias next year. Flower 7. Cosmos, the airy, elegant workhorses. Cosmos look delicate but are tough as nails. They bloom continuously from midsummer through frost with almost no care. Why they're underrated? Cosmos grow fast, tolerate poor soil, handle drought, and produce hundreds of flowers on graceful stems. They look sophisticated but require zero sophistication to grow. Growing requirements: full sun, actually prefer poor soil. Too much fertility gives leaves, not flowers. Drought-tolerant once established. Direct sow after frost or start indoors 4 to 6 weeks early. Height options: tall, 3 to 5 feet, classic cottage garden look. Dwarf, 12 to 18 inches, Sonata series for containers. The two types: Cosmos bipennatus, feathery foliage, flowers in pink, white, burgundy, traditional type. Cosmos sulphurus, more compact, yellow, orange, and red flowers, more heat tolerant. The no fuss factor: Cosmos don't need deadheading, they don't need fertilizing, they don't need staking unless very windy, they just grow and bloom. The self-seeding magic: Cosmos self-seed enthusiastically. Once you grow them, you'll likely have volunteer Cosmos for years. Flower 8. Marigolds, the sunny workhorses everyone underestimates.
Marigolds get dismissed as boring. That's a huge mistake. They're one of the longest blooming, easiest growing flowers you can plant. Why they deserve respect? Marigolds bloom from planting until hard frost, often 5 to 6 months of continuous color, nearly pest-free, disease-resistant, and ridiculously easy to grow. The companion planting benefit. Marigolds are famous for deterring certain pests. Many gardeners plant them near tomatoes, peppers, and vegetables. Growing requirements: full sun, tolerate light shade, moderate water, fairly drought-tolerant once established, not fussy about soil, deadheading optional but promotes more blooms. The size range: French marigolds, 6 to 12 inches, compact, perfect for edging and containers, Bonanza and Durango. African marigolds, 2 to 3 feet, large pom-pom flowers, crackerjack and Inca. Climate: all regions as annuals, bloom late spring through hard frost, 5 to 6 months. Colors: yellow, orange, red, burgundy, cream, and bicolors. The self-seeding potential: marigolds self-seed readily. Let a few go to seed at season's end for volunteers next spring. The long blooming flower strategy. Strategy 1: choose the right plants. A garden full of daylilies, each flower lasts 1 day, will never look as full as a garden of geraniums, each flower lasts weeks. Strategy 2: feed regularly. Long blooming flowers work hard, they need nutrients. Feed container plants weekly with diluted fertilizer. Feed in-ground plants every 2 to 3 weeks. Strategy 3: deadhead wisely. Some flowers, like geraniums, petunias, and zinnias, bloom more when deadheaded. Others, like Calibrachoa, Lantana, are self-cleaning and don't need it. Strategy 4: provide consistent water. The #1 reason flowers stop blooming? Inconsistent watering. Stressed plants focus on survival, not flowering. The cost-benefit reality. Option 1: short-lived flowers. Pansies, spring, $3, bloom 6 to 8 weeks. Impatiens, summer, $3, bloom 8 to 10 weeks. Mums, fall, $10, bloom 2 to 4 weeks. Total for 6 months, $16 plus per pot, multiple plantings. Option 2: long blooming flowers. 1 geranium, $5 to $8, blooms 5 to 6 months. Zinnia seeds, $3 for 50 plus plants, bloom 4 to 5 months. Total for 6 months, $5 to $10 per pot, 1 planting. Long blooming flowers save money, time, and effort while providing better results. Your action plan. For containers, mix 1 upright flower, geranium, 1 to 2 trailing flowers, Calibrachoa, and 1 filler, marigolds. This creates instant appeal and continuous blooms. For garden beds, plant drifts. Back, tall zinnias and cosmos, 3 to 4 feet. Middle, lantana and geraniums, 2 feet. Front, marigolds and short petunias, 12 inches. For cutting gardens, focus on zinnias and cosmos. Plant in rows, cut freely, and watch them produce more flowers. That's your complete guide to 8 flowers that bloom for 6 months or more. Geraniums, Calibrachoa, petunias, begonias, lantana, zinnias, cosmos, and marigolds. Plant once in May and you'll have continuous color through October. No replanting, no gaps, no wondering what went wrong. Your garden can look like a magazine cover all season long. You just need to plant the right flowers. If you found this helpful, I'd love if you'd subscribe and hit that bell icon. Drop a comment. Which of these flowers are you most excited to try? What's your biggest challenge with keeping flowers blooming all season long? Thank you for watching. Here's to gardens that look incredible from spring through frost. Now, go plant something beautiful. I'll see you in the next video.